Hey guys, welcome back to Zambrella Casting Tutorials, episode number 5. Sorry, it's actually been quite a while since I've done one of these, probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks or so. I've just been really busy with actually a lot of casting. I've been to a LAN last weekend, been to a LAN this week. I don't know if you've been able to see, but I've been casting some with Join Dota for some stuff, just filling in here and there. Got to cast some pretty big games, but here we are, episode number 5. Entertain, because remember the last couple of episodes we've been about informing, but now we're on to entertaining. So I hope you have found the last few episodes interesting. For me, they were actually fairly easy to make and turn my thoughts into words. However, this subject has had me thinking for quite a while. I guess another reason it's a little bit late, and almost seems to me like a drama class, and there's no way I'm qualified in that area. So I'm gonna have to keep things like vocal dynamics, voice intonation, and things like that to a minimum. Instead, focus on more things you can say to make your cast more interesting. But speaking of which, your voice, your actual voice. Your voice is what people hear. And for a moment, just imagine it doesn't matter what language you speak. You can express so much without even using words. Your vocal dynamics and expressions are one way to keep your spectators entertained. During downtime, you can keep your voice more quiet, and as things build up in game, you can build your voice up as well. It's this difference in volume that can help get people interested and keep them entertained. Another way of mixing up your voice is to vary sentence length. You see this technique used in poetry and other forms of literature. It sounds really dry, but it can really help. So during downtime, having long, structured sentences helps time pass and mimics sort of how the game is going. However, switching to shorter, more aggressive sentences during team fights or times of hype just adds to the overall impression the viewer gets and draws them in. If you're feeling very confident, you could even change the pitch of your voice as well. So, for example, you're just talking normally, things are going on, but then maybe something is about to happen, and who knows? Kind of like that, you know, shorter, make your voice louder, bring it up in pitch, you know, make higher pitched. I guess you could lower pitch if you really feel like, but anyway, one of the things I like thinking about is I imagine a lot of people are multitasking when watching a game. You know, the YouTube videos going on, maybe they're doing some work, something like that. But what I want for them to do is to stop what they're doing and focus on the game during important team fights. If you can achieve that, then I think you have enough hype or vocal interest. So I think that's enough about voice for now. We're going to move on to words. Well, that sounds kind of obvious, but the other way to add entertainment, apart from how you say things, is what you say, or more specifically, the words you use. Basically, one of the ways is definitely just to expand your vocabulary. Use interesting words. Also doesn't hurt to add some color to heroes. For example, instead of saying right click or to attack, you can say, for example, Ursa swipes with his sharp claws, or fire rains down in the form of a meteor, you know, for Invoker's meteor. These are just examples, of course, Dota related. For me, these generally just come on the fly. I sort of make them up as I go. But however, I know that OD Pixel, I'm sure other casters do it as well, actually spends time before game, during downtime, whenever, and thinks of way of saying spells and interactions in, you know, an interesting way, like I just mentioned. And also, be imaginative, be creative. If you know some lore as well, you could always throw that into your cast. I guess this is where you add your own flavor. Don't be afraid to try different things out. What's also, I should mention this, what's becoming a lot more popular is to talk about the players themselves, especially during downtime. Like, it builds up a story of the match, you know, like this player used to play for this team, or this guy's new on the scene, he's only 16, you know, stuff like that. That's what people loved hearing about Sumail. You know, when he was first started, he was 15 or whatever, and he won whatever big tournament it was, I can't remember at the time. Obviously, this does, however, rely on you knowing the teams and players, which obviously isn't always possible, especially if it's a random pub game or whatever. But if you are casting in some bigger game, or you're involved in like a specific scene, it can really help engage the viewer. So, you know, I said this would be a short one, and it really is. So, as a summary, I guess we could just say, you know, make your voice interesting. Don't be afraid to experiment. I think experimenting is very important to create as a caster, I'm sure you've got your own favorite casters, you know. I think it's okay to try and mimic them, but, you know, add your own flair. And I think expanding your vocabulary can be really good as well. So next time, will either be a Q&A, so a question and answer session. By that I mean I want you to ask me some questions. You can either add them in the comments below this video. That's also below the like button and the subscribe button. Or you can send them to me on Twitter at Zambrella101. I'll have a slide at the end with information you can ways you can contact me. But I also might do an episode on sort of like tips and tricks, other things I haven't been able to add in previous videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. You can follow me on all these social media stuff. You can also go to my website at www.zambrella.com/casting. Any feedback on these series would also be appreciated. But yeah, I hope you've had a good time. This is helpful, and I will continue to do them. But yeah, if you've got any questions, do ask me in the comments below. But I'll see you guys next time.